Zealand have allowed quarantine-free travel between the countries for the first time in over a year. Though most Australian states have allowed quarantine-free visits from New Zealand residents since late last year, New Zealand had enforced isolation for arrivals from its neighbour, citing concerns about sporadic outbreaks of the virus. Television footage showed emotional scenes at the New Zealand airports, with families and friends reuniting after months apart.
We tried to get an exemption last week to get in there early, and because of the COVID restrictions, it didn't allow us to go a little bit earlier. We were just fortunate today was the day where we don't have to quarantine for 2 weeks, and we can go straight in and lay my brother down to rest. So.
Oh, mixed emotions, happy, sad, can't wait. Most importantly, getting the kids to see each other and meet all the newborns that we haven't seen yet.
Qantas will ramp up flights between the countries to about 200 each week, while Air New Zealand said it had quadrupled its flights to 30 on Monday, with its airplanes flying to New Zealand 97% full. Australia's Prime Minister Scott Morrison and New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said in a joint statement that the open border will help drive the economic recovery for both the countries and reunite thousands of families and friends. Both leaders, however, warned that the travel bubble will be under constant review and that other international arrivals in both the countries must continue to go through a 2-week hotel quarantine on their own expense. Official data showed that before the pandemic, about 1.5 million Australians visited New Zealand in 2019, making up about 40% of all visitors and spending $1.9 billion in the country. Both Australia and New Zealand had closed their borders to non-citizens and permanent residents more than a year ago, which helped to keep their COVID-19 numbers relatively low when compared with several other developed nations around the world.